without further ado, we are going to reindustrialize. We couldn't be there in person, but we have a correspondent on the ground. How are you doing? Welcome back.
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Good to see you. Take us through it. Quick reintroduction on yourself, the company, but then tell us about how Reindustrialize is going. We were just talking about Michigan, actually.
Yeah, so I'm Rob Slaughter, co-founder and CEO of Defense Unicorns. Defense Unicorns, what's a big idea? It's all about getting software to warfighters. People don't realize how hard it is to get modern software capabilities on a lot of the military assets. And what we've done as a company is build an entire tech stack from the ground up and just made it easy.
Yeah. What's the mood on the ground like? Take us through Reindustrialize. How long have you been out there? What's been the highlight? What are the key themes?
Yeah, so we're out here today. Actually, the noise in the background just give you guys a sneak peek of the place. So we are actually at the Navy's Warhacker event. We recently announced our product launch, UDS Fleet, and so we happen to be, here in San Diego. Super excited about the Anduril 250 that's coming up here. But today, actually, and all the folks around me, there's 350 builders, across the Department of War, all working and hacking on cool problems. And so we're excited to work side by side with the military and government and building solutions here.
Is this a new trend, just a new era for software defense technology? Because it feels like, a lot of the defense tech energy was around new systems. You're building boats, you're building drones, you're building counter drones, counter boats or something. A lot of like hard tech getting unlocked, a lot on the back of the Anduril story and a bunch of other successful companies. But this feels a little bit new to me. Are we in a software boom these days?
Yeah, so a couple things. Nature of warfare is changing.
Sure.
And so I think people realize that a little bit, but to give you guys some perspective, when I was active duty Air Force, when I was deployed, there's 4,000 airmen managing 70 aircraft. You can imagine in the not so distant future, there's going to be 70 airmen managing 4,000 or 40,000 autonomous systems. And so the sheer nature of warfare is changing just based on the sheer number of systems. Also, the demand to get updates out faster has never been more important because of a capabilities perspective. And so that's the advantage side. On the national security side, the scary side is you have new foundational models. I know Anthropic had their model pulled due to national security concerns. I mean, those concerns are very real. Like, we need to obviously secure our systems. The ability to patch and update your software has never been more important. And so, honestly, shout out to, what's changed. The threat is real. Modern warfare is here. Shout out to the Trump administration and honestly the entire Department of War to just take new approaches to doing business. And so, this hackathon that we're at today, which is, Department of War, effort, it's one of many things that the Department of War is doing to just take kind of new approaches. And really just like the big idea here and what we're trying to get after is like, you have a team full of industry people. It's hard in industry to actually sit side by side a warfighter. You might develop a product and be guessing as to what their issues are. You can actually sit side by side with them. You can get real feedback and vice versa. As a former military member, you really have no idea what industry is capable of. And something that you might think is a hard challenge, somebody can actually solve overnight. And so, I think this is one of many things that the administration has been doing. I can't, as a citizen and somebody who spent the last 2 decades in the Department of War, I really love to see the bureaucracy just like totally get out of the way. I think this is a new vibe. I know you got a lot of tech companies like ourselves, really entering the ecosystem. And I think the reason why it continues to grow is because companies are finding success. And why are they finding success? It's because the military members on the other side are open to new approaches. They see the demand. They know that they need to be operating a different way. And I think there's a whole industry of startups that are eager to work with those customers.
Do you think there's more pre-seed stage companies that reindustrialize this year than 2 years ago or less?
Well, I would say that it's, for me, this is my first one, so I don't know between
okay.
this year and last year. But I'll tell you what, we got a startup over here. It's like 4 people. It was 3 people a week ago, and I can't go in exactly what they're doing, but I've been blown away. Like I said, being a former Air Force member, they're working on some awesome things. There are small companies here. Right actually behind me, we got a small group of small company, about 10 people, building a drone live, integrating with some new software capabilities. And so I think the appetite for smaller and smaller teams, because as you guys know very well, AI has lowered the barrier to entry. And so as AI lowers the barrier to entry, there's an appetite for the Department of War and the government to work with these smaller and smaller teams.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to hop on the show.
Yeah, thanks for calling in from the hackathon.
We'll talk to you soon.
I'm sure the energy is awesome.
Have a good rest of your day.
Great to see you.
Awesome.
We'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.